Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and we're here today to talk quite a bit about Lawbreakers. Cliff Bleszinski was all over the place today, dropping bombs in regards to the future of Lawbreakers. He was at the PC Gamer Show, and then he was hanging out with Jeff Keighley over on YouTube Live at E3 just a few minutes ago, actually, as I'm recording this. And he just showed up and was like, hey, Lawbreakers, August 8th, 2017, PC and PlayStation 4, simultaneous launch, $30. That's going to get you the base game with all of its current content, as well as all future maps, modes, and roles for free. This is very much games as a service. The team at Boss Key totally gets that. I've talked about why I respect Boss Key so much in the past. This is exactly why. They just get it. Like, no, they're not going to separate the community. They're not going to split us in half by saying, hey, you bought the DLC, you didn't. They're not going to make the mistakes that billion-dollar publishers have been making with games like Battlefield for like the last 5 freaking years, no matter how many examples of other things working there are. They're very much taking the Overwatch approach, if you will. Here's all the content that is gameplay focused. It's free to you as long as you own the base game. We'll make money other ways. We'll do cosmetic items, whatever they decide to do down the road. You will not have to pay for anything that is directly gameplay related, and that is absolutely kick-ass. Now, they've also talked quite a bit about an upcoming beta. The last beta before the game's launch happens on August 8th. That beta is going to start June 28th. If you have access to Lawbreakers from previous betas, you'll be able to play noon EST on June 28th. Now, say you don't have a code, or you don't get one when you go to sign up right now. The sign up's located down in the pinned comment section below. They're going to open it up to everyone on June 30th. That's going to also happen at noon EST. That's going to run until July 3rd. So you're going to have a pretty nice period of time to check out Lawbreakers for free before it launches on August 8th. Now, that is just on PC. But let me make it very clear. The Boss Key team has said multiple times on Twitter at this point that they do have plans for a PlayStation 4 beta. They just haven't released any details on it yet. So keep an eye out on that. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll definitely tweet about that, let you guys know when the PlayStation 4 beta is going to go live as soon as they release details on it. But basically, everyone, regardless of platform, is going to have a chance to play this game before it launches on August 8th. Now, we also got the first look at a brand new class. So this is the Harrier. It actually brings the class count up to 9 in total. Now, Cliff said on YouTube Live that the Harrier will not be available for the beta, but she and he will be there at launch come August 8th. So this is actually another support class. We have a long-range support specialist this time around. Basically, you can choose between the battle medic or this class when it comes to supporting your team. This is something I really wanted to see this team do. I was, in just about every single one of the surveys I took for Lawbreakers after the betas, and when they said, what class would you like to see in the future, I said another support class. We got all these damage dealers, we got all these, tanky type characters, but we've got one battle medic. Like, let's get another support class in here, give people variety, give them a little bit of diversity in how they play their support character. That is very much what the Harrier is. This is also the first time that we're getting some, proper in-depth lore behind these characters. So, we have the 9 classes in Lawbreakers, but each class has 2 separate characters, one for each faction. So one for the Law and one for the Breakers. In the case of the Harrier, we have Sunshine from the Archangels. That's her alignment, her sort of group alongside of the Law. Then we have Baron, who's currently a member of the Lifers. He actually also recently escaped prison with Kronos, who is the Breakers Titan. So again, a little bit of lore getting injected in here. We also see an AI for the first time that keeps referencing something called the Grid. Now, this is actually a Instagram account they just launched today. You can follow it, but it's not active yet. It is still private. Nothing has been posted on it, but it's called On the Grid. So there's something going on here with how they're going to deliver their lore. I know they talked quite a bit about making sure that people know what's going on in the universe. They understand the characters and where they came from, despite it being a multiplayer-only experience. I've talked extensively about how I feel this is very important, so getting the very first taste of this with the Harrier class video was pretty damn awesome. They also went into some hardcore tech nerd stuff. There are the people who like lore, who are like, where was that character born? What faction they do? Who do they know? But then there are people who are like, how does that weapon work? What kind of energy does that use? How do they use their super ability? Well, the trailer talks about all of that. So let's actually take a look at the Harrier class, starting with the primary weapon, which is called the Shock Croc Laser Rifle. This is a tracking weapon. If you play Quake, it seems very similar to the laser gun. It also has an alt-fire capability, though, that allows you to mark targets. Basically, you're marking them for death. Your teammates can show up, you can show up, and then shoot that target and actually deal additional damage. Next up is probably the most insane portion of this class. I've talked in the past about how Lawbreakers is focused on giving each class their own unique mobility option. So, for example, the Wraith can sort of slide and triple jump around. The Titan can rocket jump. The Assassin can use a grappling hook plus mini dashes. The Gunslinger, which is my personal favorite, can sort of phase through the environment. Well, the Harrier has boots with lasers on the bottom of them, Raycaster boots, that not only act as a mobility tool to get you through zero-G environments, to fly around the map, to really boost your speed and your movement, but also as an offensive tool. So you can actually fly backwards and blast people in the face with this. You can fly over them and deal damage. You can then combo that with your different abilities. Just really freaking cool. It looks awesome when we see it in gameplay here, and I imagine mastering it is going to be quite difficult, but definitely rewarding. We also have this character's actual support ability. It's called the Supercharger. It's a station that you put down that recharges health and fuel. So this is the big difference between the Battle Medic and the Harrier. The Battle Medic only heals targets. Also can actually overheal them, which I'm not entirely sure if the Supercharge will do that. We'll have to find out. But the ability to actually refuel your friendly players is kind of a big deal. One of the things that I noticed a lot in the beta was how easy it was to lose track of your fuel. Even if you're playing the Battle Medic and you're trying to get positioning, you're trying to get vertical in zero-G environments, so you're using your boosters, and then all of a sudden you've got no fuel. Your mobility is essentially gone at that point, and you're caught just hanging out in space like a hot air balloon with no wind, and everybody just starts shooting at you and killing you. So having the option to drop down to make your way out of zero-G, maybe using your blind fire, getting that Supercharger and boosting your fuel again to stay into the fights, to stay mobile, that could be a game changer for certain situations. That could be something that helps your team win in those clutch environments, especially in these objective-based modes where you're trying to get from one point to the other as quickly as possible. I mean, imagine a game of Blitzball where you're flying through the environment, you get to the midpoint, I'm out of fuel, the team's hot on your tail. Doesn't matter, there's a Supercharger waiting for you. The Harrier had it in advance, laid down, you run through the Supercharger, boom, new fuel, make your way to the point, score the point, win the game for your team. This is something that really excites me. I love the idea of the Supercharger. It also can be placed like anywhere. If you watch the gameplay, it's on the side of walls, it's on the bottom of walls, so it's anywhere where the player can go, and that's a nice touch. Last up for the Harrier class is their ultimate. The ultimate for Sunshine and Baron is called Beam Convergence. It's basically a chess piece beam. Think Iron Man. It just blasts out this crazy focused laser beam that takes all of the energy from all of the weapons and all of the different abilities that the Harrier has and just converges them into one, so you can do insane damage. Really excited about this class. We now also have a Battle Medic who is projectile based, and a support character that can heal and give fuel that is hit scan based and tracking based. So again, they're really pushing for diversity and variety between these different classes. Boss Key continuing to make Lawbreakers a game that appeals to me from a design perspective. Like everything I see when I play Lawbreakers is just kind of like, ooh, that's cool, that's cool. I like that. That sounds good. That looks cool. That's unique. That's fresh, That's original. It's not easy to be original in life, period. Like, the human race has done so many things at this point. Actual originality is far and few. And while we can trace back the idea of the Raycaster boots to a million other first-person shooters, it feels super freaking fresh, and it also makes me smile. And that's the most important thing when it comes to playing video games. I want to talk a little bit before we go now, guys, about supporting a game like Lawbreakers. The whole idea of games as a service. I've had those few comments like, oh, are you a paid representative? Are they paying you to say these positive things about this game because you just seem so positive? No one's paying me anything. I like Lawbreakers because I've played a lot of it, and I enjoy the core gameplay. I enjoy the audio design, the audiovisual presentation. It's a game that I just happen to click with. It's a game that I'm clicking with more than I've clicked with in a lot of games, even in the last 10 years. It's just something that I find to be a lot of fun. It offers a learning curve and a skill ceiling that is constantly going to test me as an individual, and that's something that I want in my life right now. That's why I'm playing a lot of Quake Champions, too, and speaking really highly of that. I just like games that test me as an individual, that say, hey, guess what? You suck at this, and you suck at this, and you suck at that, and you also suck at that. So if you want to stop getting your ass kicked, you're going to have to work on all of those things. You're going to have to actually put in some practice. And as a content creator who wants interesting things to do with videos and on my stream, that's the type of stuff that I look for. And when I find something that I enjoy that also offers that, it's like ding, 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 the light bulb goes on, and I want more of that. The bigger piece of the puzzle here is, again, the games as a service aspect. The fact that Boss Key is a team that just gets it. A $30 price point for a multiplayer-only experience, and going out of their way to make sure that the community, no matter how big or how small it is in the future, we don't know, wherever it happens to go, never gets split apart by paid gameplay-focused DLC. I would support a game like Lawbreakers every single month, even if someone tried to tell me in advance that I know for sure, I've seen the future, that game's going to only last 3 months and then it's going to be dead. Yeah, whatever. It's $30. I'll take the risk. I'll be there. And if it happens to blow up and if it happens to be successful, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years beyond, guess what? I was one of those people who helped support that, who helped make that happen. And as someone who loves playing games and loves supporting developers who just do things in a badass, like, hey, we love you as gamers, thanks for playing our game way, I'm way okay with taking that risk. And I think you should be too at the end of the day. So if Lawbreakers interests you at all, go check out the website. I'll have it linked down in the pinned comment below. Be sure to sign up for the beta. Again, that beta is going to be happening on PC and also at some point on PlayStation 4, so keep an eye out for details and information on when the PlayStation 4 beta happens. You have an opportunity at the end of this month to play the game for free before its launch on August 8th. Give it a go. Don't miss that opportunity. Thank you so much for watching. Any thoughts of your own, anything you'd like to ask or share with me in regards to Lawbreakers, drop it down in the comment section below. And as always, remember to play smart, remember to play to challenge yourself, but most importantly, remember to play for fun.